So you're a project manager. You know your job is this constant balancing act of communication, planning, and putting out fires, right? But what if you could basically get a superpower for all those skills without writing a single line of code? Okay, let's dive into how generative AI is becoming a total game changer for PMs just like you.
First things first, let's get one thing straight. What makes you great at your job is managing timelines, sniffing out risk, and driving communication. It's not being a coder. That's exactly why we're focusing on tools that boost your core strengths, not tools that try to turn you into a software developer.
And we're going to do that by walking through 5 really powerful, really practical ways you can start using generative AI, like today. No fluff, no hype, just stuff that actually works in the real world.
All right, let's kick things off with a classic PM time sink, project updates. You know the drill. You have to write up the same basic information over and over, just slightly different for each person you send it to. It's tedious, right? But it has to be done. Or does it?
I mean, really think about it. You've got one version of the update for your executive sponsor, a totally different one for your tech lead, and maybe a third for the marketing team. Each one needs a different tone, a different level of detail. Well, this is exactly where GenAI steps in to save your sanity.
The process is actually super simple. You take your raw, messy notes, just the bullet points and facts, and you just paste them into a tool like ChatGPT. Then you give it a very specific command and bam, in seconds you get polished drafts perfectly tailored for each person you need to talk to. Let me show you what I mean.
The magic is all in the prompt. See, you're not just saying summarize this. No way. You're telling the AI who to be a senior PM. And you're telling it who it's writing for. By adding details like keep it tight and highlight key risks, you force it to create that perfect, high-level summary an executive can scan in 30 seconds.
And here's the best part. With one simple follow-up prompt, you can completely flip the script. For the tech lead, you tell it to add the specific nitty-gritty blockers and to ditch the executive-style framing. The AI instantly pivots from big-picture risks to technical details. It's the same core information, but 2 perfect messages with basically 0 extra effort from you.
Okay, next up, mastering risk and planning. Every single PM knows that feeling. You're staring at a blank document, a new spreadsheet, and you're supposed to create a risk register from scratch. Ugh! That blank page paralysis is real, but it doesn't have to be your problem anymore. So instead of starting from 0, you can have the AI build the entire structure for you. You can even tell it to pre-populate the register with common risks for your specific field, like software development. This one command takes you from that intimidating blank page to a working draft in like under a minute.
And boom, there it is. A clean, organized table that's already about 80% of the way done. It's already flagged things like scope creep and third-party delays. And this is so important. Your job instantly shifts from creating to refining. Now you're just tweaking the details, adding your project-specific knowledge, and making it better.
And it doesn't stop there. You can go even deeper. Let's say you're a bit stuck on a mitigation plan for a really specific risk. Well, you can ask the AI to brainstorm strategies for that exact problem, giving you a bunch of actionable ideas you can plug right into your plan.
All right, let's talk about meetings. A huge chunk of a PM's job is just prepping for meetings and making sure you don't walk into an ambush. Well, this is another area where AI can be your secret weapon, helping you prep faster and way more strategically.
You know what the worst part of a tough meeting is? It's the surprise question, the one that catches you completely flat-footed. The best way to handle those questions is to see them coming, to think like the people in the room before you even walk in.
And this is where role-playing with AI is a total game changer. You can literally tell it, pretend you're the head of product. Hit me with your 5 toughest questions about this delayed feature. This lets you anticipate those hardball questions and prepare solid data-backed answers ahead of time. No more getting caught off guard. Now, what about the prep work before the meeting? We've all been there. Someone drops a 20-page requirement stock in your lap an hour before the big meeting. Digesting all of that is practically impossible.
With a prompt like this, you can just paste that entire document in and get a killer summary in seconds. And notice how specific it is. You're telling it to focus on what matters to a PM, the scope, the success criteria, the dependencies. This isn't just a summary, it's a strategic brief that gets you ready for the conversation.
Okay, so we've covered updates and meetings, but what about the actual mountain of documentation that every project needs? From test plans to handoff checklists, AI can give you an incredible head start on pretty much any document you need to write.
Just think about it. Instead of racking your brain for every possible user acceptance test case, you can just ask the AI to generate a solid starting list. Or, to make sure nothing gets missed, you can have it create a detailed handoff checklist when you move from dev to QA. The point is, you're always getting a smart, structured first draft to build on. You never have to start from zero again.
So let's bring this all together. What does it actually mean to be an AI-powered PM? Well, it's a really fundamental shift in how you work. Look, the conversation around AI is always, is it going to take my job? But that's just the wrong way to think about it. This is not about replacement, it's about empowerment.
Here's the bottom line. AI is amazing at drafting, summarizing, and structuring information. But you know what it can't do? It can't manage a difficult stakeholder, it can't make a tough judgment call under pressure, and it definitely can't inspire a team. This technology is here to automate the tedious stuff, to free up your time and your brain power for the critical human work that only you can do.
So I'll leave you with this question. When you automate the status updates, when you jumpstart the risk logs, and you streamline all your meeting prep, you're going to get hours back every single week. The real question is, what are you going to do with all that extra time? How much more strategic and impactful can you be for your team when you're free to focus on what really matters?